Hey everybody, happy Thursday. Sean coming at you from High Level. So now this is an example of a video where I'm going to talk about something that cannot be fully understood even if I took like 30 minutes to do this video, which I won't, which, you know, I know you're like, whoo, thank God. Anyways, so today we're launching the Trust Center for High Level for and the best way I can sort of think to describe this to all of you is just enhancing deliverability for your texting and for your phone calls and all that kind of stuff. So this is, as you can see, I'm in a sub account, I'm in the settings section, and I'm in the phone number section. Now, I believe this only applies to the folks that are in the LC phone system. I could be terribly wrong about that, so do double check me. But for the folks that are in the LC phone system, I definitely know it's there. And here's what the deal is. So the world is changing. It used to be that you could come in, you could get a Twilio account, you could buy a sketchy list off the internet of 1 billion people and their phone numbers, and you could fire off SMS to those people all day long. And as long as you're willing to pay the cost of the text, all hats off to you, spam away. Well, times they are changing. So what has happened is the carriers, and this is, by the way, for those of you listening, this is a US only thing at the moment. Now, I could imagine that this could happen in other parts of the world, but for today, let's just talk about the US. US cell carriers came together and they said, listen, Congress is, despite not being able to agree on much, can certainly agree, regardless of party, that spam calls and spam texts are bad. No one likes them. So let's litigate these carriers. And the carrier said, well, wait a second. Before you do that, let us see if we can handle it ourselves. Welcome to A2P 10 DLC and Stir Shaken, which are both covered here. So this is essentially this idea that you are registering, either your customer is doing it for themselves or you are doing it on their behalf. You're registering and you're raising your hand and you're saying, listen, the person behind this phone number is the following individual or company, and they look like this, and here's who they really are. So that in the future, if let's say this person is a bad actor, let's say they go back to buying that sketchy list and spamming a bunch of people, when those spam reports come in, all the carriers are reporting that back to a third party, and that third party is like a scorekeeper, and they are keeping track of, is this phone number doing something bad, but is this entity, this human or this corporation or whatever, so that if they are doing something bad and they try to skip town, right, they just roll over to another provider, they can't sort of do the same thing again. It's almost like a credit score for a company, but for phone calling and SMS. Hopefully I did a decent job explaining it. Okay, great. Now, with that out of the way here, welcome to the Trust Center. This is really about being able to do all of those registration things. And so if you are super low volume, and I don't know what the heck that is defined as necessarily, and I think it's in the docs. So just anything I say here, sort of take as a grain of salt. I'm a terribly inaccurate individual, but so definitely look at the docs. But all that to say, the idea here is if you have clients that are either really serious about their deliverability and or running into deliverability issues, all things considered, this is a great thing to do. I would do it. I would sort of do it no matter what, but whatever, that's me. So anyways, you're gonna roll in here and you're gonna start this process out, and you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna first submit the business profile. So sorry, back over here, this one right here, submit for review. You're gonna go ahead and do that. You're gonna get this little message there. Now, campaign details. So this is where, this is also where the carriers are going with this, right? This is a money-making opportunity for the carriers. I know it sucks, nobody likes it, but not my rules, it's their rules, and it's not a Twilio thing, right? It's every provider that is trying to send messages through these carriers. They now have this sort of thing going on here. And so you can see that we've gone ahead and sort of helped you walk this down. And then let's see, and again, check the docs for all the sort of details on all this. And then you can see the campaign use case that you sort of just choose. Low volume mixed is generally really good. You can put in an example here, like you can see this campaign sends a one-time passcode because they just want to know what type of stuff you're sending. And then of course, as you can see right here, your information has been successfully submitted. And then, okay, cool. And this is like the transaction log that we had before and all that stuff. Okay, cool. Great. Well, Sean, what if I just don't do any of this stuff? Like, I don't want to do it. Well, so two things. One, you will get a lot more filtration going on, and you will get a lot more sort of messages undelivered, which, by the way, you will still get charged for. And then there's some talk of, like, in the long term, they're going to start like mega charging people, maybe even fining people who don't do this. Because again, let's go back to this. Think about email, right? So like, how many emails do you get every day that you wish you didn't get because it was spam? You know, if you hit spam on this stuff, and then all of a sudden it's like they just pop up again in some other address. What if there's a way to like track back to the person or company doing that so they couldn't sort of do that? That's what this is all about. This is the idea. So on the low end side, like the bad news side, is it's going to cost everybody more time, a little more money. But on the good news side, it's going to wipe out really quickly all of the spammers, so that really the people sending text messages will get really good high class delivery out to the handset. And we know the power of SMS. So if you're a good actor, you're running a good business, you're sending people SMSs that they like, this is going to be such a great thing for you, and you're going to love it. And again, this is a thing that tracks back to the location. So for agencies wondering like, hey, well, does this hurt my agency? No, it doesn't. But what it is going to do is it's going to impact your customers. So you really need to educate them on this whole idea here. And with the docs there's great docs here. If you Google, in fact, you can see, it's funny, you can see it in this little browser tab up here. What is A2P 10DLC? If you Google Twilio space A2P 10DLC or on the phone, on the SMS side, or Stir Shaken on the phone call side, they've got just days and days and days of documentation. Now, one quick note, and I'm sorry about this, and Twilio's sorry about this, and everyone's sorry about this, but this is reality. This is a changing sort of thing. So this is like a situation that is in flux, and it's not Twilio's fault or our fault. It's the carriers trying to get their act together. So just realize that these rules are kind of shifting all the time. So I apologize ahead of time on that, but not much you can do. That's kind of life. So anyways, I'm sorry I've gone on for 6 minutes and 22, 23, 24, just kidding, seconds, but I did want to be thorough on this topic. And again, for everything I've said in this video, please read the docs, because you never know what either gets updated, what I misstate, because you never know what I'm going to say. So on that note, I hope all of you have an awesome Thursday. One huge thing though I will say is, for anybody who's having delivery issues, this is your solution. This will really help all of you out and solve a lot of those problems. So anyways, I hope all of you are having an awesome Thursday. Huge hats off to the team. You have no idea how this came out of nowhere on them, and they busted their hump to get this out for all of you. So anyways, hope you're all having an awesome Thursday, and we will talk soon. Thanks.